Lecture number 1. International anatomical nomenclature, the concept of axes and planes, general review of the skeleton, the structure of the bones of the trunk, vertebrae, sternum, ribs, sacrum. Purpose of studying the topic: to gain knowledge about the basic anatomical terms, anatomical planes and axes, the characteristic signs of the cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacral, and coccygeal vertebrae, the structure of the sternum, the structure of the ribs, and types. List of
Dear students, so today we have first topic. Its name anatomical main definitions, planes and axis of human body, skeleton, its main parts, and bones of the trunk. So normal anatomy studies structure of human body in normal condition. It means healthy human body without any serious diseases, pathologies, etc. То есть we should study human body in normal condition. So it's normal anatomy. Before we start, we need to know about main planes of human body. Human body has symmetrical structure. It means two halves are similar to each other. So here we can see skeleton, and we can to cross it by three main planes. First is sagittal plane. Sagittal plane divides human body to the left and right sides. It goes like this, from front to the back, or from the back to the front. Next plane is frontal plane. It divides human body to the front part and back part. It goes like this, from the up to the down. And third plane is horizontal plane. It divides human body horizontally to the upper part and lower part. For example, we can cross human body by horizontal plane on this level, or this level. It's not important. The same sagittal plane. It's maybe in the middle or maybe here. And the same frontal plane. It's maybe this level, this, or this level. It's important to know, to discuss about next topics. So, and the same, according to these planes, we have three axes. The same axis, sagittal axis. It goes from the, it goes according to sagittal plane. For example, like this. From frontal part to the back part. Next, transverse axis. Transverse axis is corresponds to horizontal plane. It goes from the right, for example, from the left to the right, or from the right to the left. And vertical axis goes along the human body. For example, along the spinal column, from the up to the down. So there is main thing about planes you should know. Okay. Next, today's question is skeleton. Skeleton, it's very important part of human body because it has several important functions. First of all, it's supporting function. Supporting function, it means supporting of organs, muscles, ligaments, etc. Because all organs are fixed on skeleton. Second function is source of minerals, because skeleton consists of different minerals, calcium, phosphorus, etc. It's also important function. Next function is some spaces of skeleton is place for organs. For example, skull is a space for brain. Rib cage, it's a space for lungs and heart and other organs. And then next important function is moving function. Of course, because without skeleton, human can't move in the space. Just for example, raising hands, walking, etc. It's very important because we need to walk, we need to move in space, and without skeleton it's not possible. Main parts. Skeleton consists of, first of all, skull. Next, trunk. Upper limbs and lower limbs. There are main parts of skeleton. Today we are going to discuss about bones only of trunk. They are sternum, ribs, and of course spinal column or vertebral column. It includes vertebrae and sacrum and coccyx. So let's start from the spinal column or vertebral column. It includes approximately 34 vertebrae, 7 cervical, 12 thoracic, 5 lumbar, 5 sacral, and approximately 3-4 coccygeal vertebrae. This total number approximately 34-35. So let's discuss about structure of vertebrae. For example, let's see here. It's lumbar vertebra because it has big size. First of all, each vertebra consists of body, its biggest part, body. Next, arch. Arch is connected with body by peduncles. There are several processes. Single spinose process. For example, we can see here all of them, spinose process. Next, 2 transverse process on sides, and articular processes, superior or upper articular process and inferior articular process. These processes connects upper and lower vertebrae to each other. For example, here we can see connection of 2 vertebrae by articular processes. So here we can see vertebral foramen between body and arch. Also here we can see 2 notches, inferior notch and superior notch. In case of connection of 2 notches, for example here, connection of 2 notches, between them we have vertebral, spinal foramen for passage of vessels and nerve. Spinal foramen. And all vertebral foramen forms vertebral canal. Forms vertebral canal. Where is spinal cord? Vertebral canal. So it's a general structure of vertebra. There is some differences of vertebra in different parts of spinal column. First vertebra is has name atlas. Atlas. It doesn't have body. So here we can see it doesn't have body. It has anterior arch with anterior tubercle, posterior arch with posterior tubercle, lateral masses, and on lateral masses we have articular surfaces for connection with the skull, that's superior, and inferior for connection with the second vertebra, inferior articular surface. Also important to say about transverse process. All cervical vertebrae has foramen of transverse process. Here we can see foramen of transverse process for passage of vessels, blood vessels. Because all of them have transverse process have foramen. Also important to say about splitting of spinous process. Here we can see splitting of spinous process. Next, second cervical vertebra. It's axis. It has name axis. What's specific about it? It has dents. Here we can see it has dents. Or here. Dents connects second vertebra with first vertebra to provide rotation of head. Here we can see connection. There is a special fossa on anterior arch for connection with dents. So next group of vertebra is thoracic vertebra. They have bigger size than cervical, and it's very important to say about them because, for example, here is thoracic vertebra. They have special fovea costalis for connection with ribs. Because here we can see ribs are connected to all thoracic vertebrae. That is why body of thoracic vertebra has fovea or fossa, costal fossa, to connect with head of ribs. Also, some difference is about transverse process. Transverse process also has articular surface or articular facet to connect with rib tubercle. Later we will discuss about ribs. To connect with rib tubercle to this place. It's some difference. Next, lumbar vertebra, as we said before, the main difference is size, much bigger. Because we can compare thoracic vertebra and lumbar vertebra, much bigger. Why? Because it carries all heavy of human body. That is why they are big. Next part of spinal column is sacrum. Sacrum has basis and apex. Sacrum has two surfaces, pelvic surface inside and dorsal surface outside. It's formed by 5 sacral vertebrae, but they are fused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are fused. And between them we can see transverse lines. Transverse lines between fused vertebrae. Here we can see foramen. Anterior sacral foramen. And the same posterior sacral foramen. Inside we can see sacral canal. Sacral canal ends by sacral hiatus. This is sacral hiatus. On dorsal surface we can see three crests. Medial crest in midline, intermediate crest, and lateral crest. On lateral part, here is, it's not good visible, there is auricular surface. Auricular surface for connection with ischial bone. Auricular surface to connect to ischial bone. So and final part, it's absent here. Final part of spinal column is coccyx. Coccyx is connected with the sacrum. It's almost fused with sacrum without any motions, and it consists of 4 or 3 small vertebrae. So, next, rib cage. Rib cage consists of 12 pairs of ribs and sternum. So, sternum. Sternum has 3 parts: manubrium, upper part, body, middle part, and here is absent xiphoid process. Here is small part, lower part, xiphoid process. Manubrium has a jugular notch. Here is jugular notch. Clavicular notch to connect with clavicle. Here is this place to connect with clavicle. And notch for connection with the first rib. Here is, or here we can see, to connection with first rib. Next, body. Body also has notches to connect with the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7 ribs. Here we can see second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7. And xiphoid process. Next question is rib. Rib consists of 2 parts. Bone part, it means it consists of bone tissue, and cartilage part. Approximately this is cartilage part. Cartilage part connects with sternum, and on the back side it's bone part. Bone part connects with spinal column. There are 12 pairs of ribs. First to 7, they are true ribs. Why? Because they are connected with the sternum. 8, 10, they are false ribs. They are false ribs. Why? Because they are connected to the upper rib, not to the sternum. They are connected to the upper rib. And finally, 11, 12, they are floating ribs. Why? Because they are movable and they are connected only to the... These ribs are connected only with spinal column, not with sternum, not with other ribs. So, general structure of rib: its upper side, its lower side. Lower side is finger, upper side is wider. Here we have head of rib. Head of rib is connected with, as we said before, with fovea castalis of thoracic vertebra. Next we have tubercle. Next we have neck of rib. It's thin place. Next, tubercle. Tubercle is connected with transverse process, of thoracic vertebrae. Next, angle of rib, and body of rib. And here is beginning, a place of beginning of cartilage, to connect with sternum or to connect with other ribs. So now we have discussed today's topic. Thank you for your attention and goodbye.